This is 2B2D, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. Ran by the one and only Housemaster, it has amassed over 600,000 total players in the 10 years it has existed, making it almost as old as Minecraft itself. People have achieved the impossible here, such as traveling the 30 million blocks to the world or trying to lag the server so badly that it runs at a speed of under a single tick per second. In this series, I'm going to walk you through the oddities of 2B2D's surreal terrain and history, and much more. Welcome to the 2B2D Chronicles. Now, real quick before this video starts, I want to get this out of the way, that there is a much larger channel than mine. It goes by the name of the 2B2D Chronicles, and he has a series that is purely made for satire reasons on 2B2D. I just want to make sure that I am not confused with him, and I'm not trying to rip off his idea, since my series is purely for research, while his is satire. Onto the video. The surreal landscape of two builders' do tools is like no other. Massive cobble monsters and lava walls populate the seemingly endless wasteland, without a tree in sight. Here, it's kill or be killed, and players will do anything to win a simple PvP match, including using hacked clients or personalized clients to their advantage. Any form of mercy is simply revoked from a player by just being a part of or taking in the negativity thrown at you by the toxic community. There are no rules, no guidelines, no mods, no nothing. It's nothing to stop people from slowly chipping away at your happiness and sanity. People will often take advantage of the occasional bug or patch incorporated into the server for their personal benefit, whether it's coordinates to a base, player log files, or even personal information like your bank account. But why do they do this? In today's episode, I'm going to explain the emotional cycle players go through on 2B2D, and what makes them do what they do. So sit back and relax, because this stuff fascinates me, and I'm sure it'll fascinate you as well. While this may seem like a very oversimplified version of this cycle that I speak for, it really just boils down to basic human emotion and how the brain works. So, there are 3 parts to the cycle. The first one, not a part of the actual cycle itself. It's kind of like first stage. But anyway, I'll explain it like right now. So, the first part is basically when you join the server, and we're gonna assume that you're this awesome, kind, optimistic human being, and you're trying to be nice to everyone. And while in your head, it may seem like you're making a difference, people on 2B2D will just try to put you down at every given moment that they can. So, after a while, it starts to chip away at your confidence and your sanity. So, then we move into part 2, or step 2. This step 2 is you feeling bad because you've been treated badly. And that's basically sums up step 2. Step 3 is you making a dumb decision because This includes griefing someone else's base, taking advantage of someone else's naivety, it's even worse, it's reality, that's not. Or just, betraying someone so old-fashioned, exceptional. And then it goes back to the other part. You feel bad again because you did something dumb. And then something dumb again because you're not with you. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Another way of describing this is just basic cyberbullying. Things will get to you after a while, no matter how sturdy you are or how much you think you can take. Everyone gets broken down after a while. And soon enough, you're as toxic as everyone else on the server. There's not really much else to it. The worst part is that this cycle is particularly hard to break out of, since, especially for me with ADHD, I always feel like I need to get revenge on people that I imagine have provoked me. And this is obviously not the right thing to do. It is a part of my autism, and I personally can't help it. But you can break out of this cycle like you can pretty much every other habit. Just stay away from the server for a while. Just don't, cut ties with people that are bothering you. Don't engage. Think of it like a fire. And this works for cyberbullying case too, and in fact, just regular bullying or teasing or anything. This pretty much works for any sort of, like I said, bullying. But imagine it like a fire. The fire needs oxygen, fuel, and heat to work, right? So think of it as every time you react or do something dumb, you are putting wood on that fire, and so it keeps burning. Make sense? Now, if you were to avoid the conflict, stay away from it, then, well, quite the opposite happens. There's no wood, there's no new fuel in the fire, so the fire just dies down and eventually goes out. Sadly, a lot of people have a very hard time breaking out of this, like I said earlier. And it's not exactly an ideal place to make friends. But I advise you to keep on trying to break out of the cycle if you are in this already. As if you can't, or honestly just don't care, just won't try to, then it can lead to depression, anxiety, the development of trust issues, phobias, and even the need, even feeling which you don't, even feeling like you shouldn't belong, and inevitably suicide. So people here take their blocking very seriously. They'll pay real world money to get god tier loot just to kill other players and make them go through this cycle. And this is something that applies to the real world too. Like I said earlier, probably going in circles here. This is pre-recorded audio. I don't have a script for this. But basically people, I don't understand what people there's no real explanation as to why people do that. It's like what they're doing is morally wrong, and they know it. Well, some of them don't. And in fact, that's a condition, like kind of a disability or whatever. But most people know that they're doing it. They actively know that they're putting other people down, and then they're surprised when they get mad and are like, "Oh my God, why would you do that?" And like, it's astounding. And I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I can't explain it. Yeah, I'm stuttering so much trying to say this. Again, this is like, I'm probably gonna edit like the silent parts and stuff, because I have a tendency to just go quiet for a little while when I'm trying to think. But you have to decide. 2B2T is definitely puts players through this cycle that I speak of, and the best way to avoid it is to just, for as long as you can, just try to be positive. And if you find yourself starting to if you find the negativity to start bothering you, then I advise, very, very highly advise, that you should just take a break from the server. Like I said, cut ties. Just take a break. And yeah, so that's 10 minutes of me ranting about 2B2T. And yeah, in the next episode, I think I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask you guys. What should I talk about in the next episode of the 2B2T Chronicles? Just let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, just, if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe, because these videos take me a pretty good amount of effort to make. And again, like, I have to deal with school and work. I have to deal with school and life. Yeah, so I don't have all this. A lot of people just assume that I have all this time to make videos and do whatever I want, but it's not really the case. So yeah, subscribe if you like this. So leave a like. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment. And I know this is kind of like cheesy and outdated and it's like not cool to say anymore, but I don't care. So just comment like hashtag I like turtles. Yes, I'm making a joke about a meme that's so old that it's like I don't even know how to finish that sentence. Just hashtag I like turtles if you've made it this far, so I know that you've gone all the way. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. Like I mentioned in my previous video, my upload schedule has changed, so I'm only going to upload once a week. But